Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Let Me Know That You Know podcast. I'm Dusty, aka Mr. Coin Laundry, and my partner in crime here
It's Mandie,
is.
yours truly, Mandie. How is everybody doing? Are we good?
I do this every time. I'm just so fascinated with the
With
VTuber
with
and
the
the
hair?
hair. Yeah,
Well, that's great
it
that you're
goes
talking about VTubers.
it go whoosh,
I
whoosh.
know it's fun.
Okay, yes. You had a very interesting topic to bring up, and I think it's
Yeah,
going to be uh, a lot more involved than you think.
could be. I thought it was just a fun little woo moment, but yeah. So I will see what you have to say on this. But my
Okay.
topic, we were talking about it before we recorded, and I was like, I don't know if this will just be like kind of a quick little touch point on my little K-pop corner, or if we're gonna dive in a little bit further. You wanted to go further, so we're gonna talk about it. It's the virtual K-pop group Plave. They have VTubers, right?
Hmm.
And it's not like AI. They are actual people, but they just use VTubers instead of themselves to do their idol activities, right? They still
Hmm.
go on like the variety shows and all of that. I thought it was an interesting concept because
Yes.
I don't know what entertainment group they're with, but I know SM.
I could look it up real quick,
Okay,
but you
if you
keep
could.
going.
I know SM was trying to do something similar with their whatever their little world was. I can't remember, but all of the SM groups relate back to this alternate reality kind of thing. And there was going to be like a virtual idol, and that got poo pooed real quickly. I don't know what happened with it, but it
I
was going
have
to have its
uh,
own career.
I have thoughts on that as well,
Okay, all right. But
but
this
let me
Plave, they've
look up.
seemed okay. You look it up. Plave, they've seemed to had a pretty good response. Nothing really ever came of except for like SM marketing.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing really came of SM's virtual idol that I haven't heard anything about. Plave, they've been like I said, they've gone on variety shows. They stream frequently. People seem to be enjoying it. I guess.
It looks like their group, their company is called VLast, which
Okay.
implies to me that it's a new company and
Yeah.
implies to me that if this works out, they'll probably try to
Have more.
make this a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what are your thoughts? I'm eager to discuss.
Okay. So first of all, just on what Plave is, um, it's it's a very interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my head, I think they're not gonna do it the way they should do it.
Okay.
Um,
And I guess
'Cause
what are you thinking is how they
well,
should handle
I
it?
think they're gonna the way they're doing it. I think is a tool to sort of help idols further their career without having to look a certain way, and also um, being able to show up and not actually have to show up,
Sure.
which frees up more time and
Well, also, I'll throw out this little factor because another topic we'll be talking about, um,
uh
I think incentivizes maybe being somewhat anonymous, right?
yeah,
Um, the, crazy fans and all of that, they don't know
yes,
who the idol actually is. So I could see an
no,
incentive there to be like, I can live a normal
yes,
life
of
and
course, yeah.
still do what I would like to do.
That brings up a bigger issue in K-pop as a whole.
True. Okay.
That's that's trying to fix a giant crack in a wall, and
Yeah.
it's a good effort. I do say that. I do say that that's a good idea to do that.
Right.
Um,
It's something anyway.
I am insane,
Okay.
so just keep that in mind as I go on this, I guess, rant.
I'm with you
Con-
on this journey.
Consider the gorillas,
Okay. Sure.
which is basically same thing except a little more involved. They're actually animating these
Right. At
characters.
this
It's
point,
not YouTubers,
right, you just
but
create the model and you're good to go.
yeah. Consider the gorillas.
Okay.
Consider that they have cultivated a fan base, not just on the fact that they are a cartoon band, but because of the lore that goes around it.
Sure.
Because each album, people are clamoring for the music videos to look at what story they're telling
Mhm.
and the subtle sort of nods towards what's supposedly going on behind the scenes for this fake band.
Sure.
And but of course, like they go to do the concerts and everything, and they just have the characters behind them on screens and stuff.
Right.
But anyways, my thing is, I think I have a million thoughts about this. So first of all, in relation to the gorillas thing, I think if they really want this to be like huge,
Mhm.
which I think they do, uh, consider getting really creative with it. Consider doing a story, and like these are virtual characters, so you can get wild with it. But I think they're gonna be vanilla about it, and it's
Sure.
just a
At
tool to
least
help.
maybe to start out.
And I think you could get crazy with this. I think you could
Sure.
do Jim and the Holograms. I think you could do the Gorillas. I think you could do, something wild, but they are probably not going to,
Right. And I
like,
mean,
at
if you
all.
take into consideration, right, the
Hmm.
entertainment company, if it is truly that this is their first, go round
Yeah.
with this kind of thing, it makes sense to me that they would be playing it a little safe, right?
Uh-huh.
Um just because they don't want to experiment too much and make it
Yeah.
too niche that they don't make enough money to support maybe continuing this forward.
Yeah, I suppose so. And again, uh, I would like to refer back to how I started this. Remember that I'm
Sure.
insane. Um, I think in this day and age, you have to. I
Sure.
think
Okay.
you have to experiment. I think you have to get crazy and stand out because there's too much of that going around. There's too much of these companies being safe. And it's like the same rant I have like 1,000 fucking times. If you talk to me at least once a day, I'm gonna bring up that I hate how safe Nintendo is being, and it's like, oh, it's another Mario,
Sure.
it's it's another Zelda, Um, I think you have to get crazy if you want this to stand out. If you want this to not just sort of be like, well, that happened. Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. We have BTS is back, and
True.
and then next year you forget that Play was a thing.
Right.
You
Much
know?
like the whatever SM was trying to do that I can't
Yeah,
even remember.
I really think you have to, and I don't have a K-pop company. I don't have a game company, so I'm just a fan. I'm just a crazy dude.
You're just a bill.
I'm just a Bill sitting alone on Capitol Hill,
Mhm.
and but just my thoughts on the thing is that I think you have to get crazy with this if you really want it to succeed.
I'll
And
push back a touch here. And this is
okay.
this is the only thing I have to say. I feel like
Hmm.
to start out, again, just thinking beginner stages, right? They're
Yeah.
already standing out a little bit on their own because they
Well, yeah,
are the
because
first one to
it's
do it
new.
successfully, right?
It's new, and it's a novelty.
But I
That's
think
kind of
they're
my point, though.
pushing it a little bit further because they are, while they have this attention, right?
Hmm.
They are connecting with fans and like making sure to do live
Yeah.
streams and get lots of interaction. So they do kind of build a bond. So they won't just like, whoop, you know. on to
Yeah.
the next one. With the fact that they are VTubers and their core would be, streaming or,
Yeah.
some live interactions is going to be really where their strong suit
Yeah.
is, obviously. Um they have to do that, which automatically means you're going to connect with people if you're doing it
Yeah.
successfully. Which so far, I mean, they've gotten media attention, so they are, which is going to bring more
Yeah.
people forward, which maybe gives them like a slight edge that they won't just be like boop and gone.
I do hope you're right. I mean,
I mean, just on the front that leads to more experimentation and like maybe unique ideas to come in the future, like you're
yeah.
looking for. It's just there's
I
got to be the first successful one to open that door.
yeah. And I'm not I don't have a business, so I can't really
Well,
I
I
don't
get
have
where you're
the
coming
legs to
from.
stand on,
I get where
but
you're
I
coming
just
from, for
yeah.
sure.
On the note that you brought up that like they are connecting with fans and
Mhm.
everything, that's great. I do hope that works out for them. I think, you know, my advice to these people who have much more money and are much more successful than me,
Mhm.
um,
Of course.
don't slow down.
Right.
Keep the momentum going because the moment you slow down, the moment you stop in something like this where you are right now, as of right now, until you build on this a novelty.
Right.
Don't slow down and keep the momentum going so that you can make the success without what I'm saying, without being crazy and wild with it.
Sure.
Um,
And like
on
even if it just starts out kind of vanilla or whatever, like you said, to
yeah,
begin with, that doesn't mean later on down the line, because I mean, like every other K-pop group, there's different
yeah,
concepts and stuff, so they can get even crazier with like comebacks and stuff, right?
yeah,
Because I mean, you have the ability of virtualizing your environments and like your interactions with them. So
yeah.
comebacks could be crazy in on that front. You know what I mean?
Something I hope that they do, which is something that the gorillas do,
Mm,
I would like to see. I think it would be funny to
sure.
see and also kind of cool. Um, it's where they post these pictures and it's like a hotel room or like just out on the street and it's like the cartoon character standing there. I hope
Hmm.
they do stuff like that. um I also am interested to know how they'll handle music videos, and I
Sure.
would like to see um what the photo cards will be like.
That's interesting. I didn't think about photo
Yeah,
cards. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I was obviously they have like a totally different setup than like your average
yeah,
VTuber, right? Many more
yeah.
cameras to like track
Well,
movement
yeah,
and
you
stuff.
have to be
So
able
I was
to move a lot more limbs.
right, right. So I was, seeing clips of some of their like live stuff and like even
Hmm.
performances, and I was like, that's kind of it's kind of unique. It's a little
Yeah,
rough. It is the like beginning of that kind of
it is. Yeah.
stuff, but it was rough, but it was doable. They could
Hmm.
do it. So
I
I'm
do
like
think they could
I'm
do it.
interested to see where it goes.
I'm definitely not saying like this can't be successful unless you do what I say. I'm definitely
No,
not
for
saying
sure.
this can't be successful. I just worry,
If they're
um,
too careful, if they're too cautious, it'll just go
yeah,
and fall
and
flat.
like don't slow down.
Right.
Like you're doing
Be like BTS
good.
run.
Keep building on this.
Right.
Um, I on the SM thing.
Mm, mhm.
First of all, I want to preface this.
Okay.
I will never, ever, 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 ever be the person who I will never agree with people who think that AI art is a good thing.
Sure.
I will never be on their side. I will never think that's a good thing. You are stealing from artists. You are
100%.
stealing from people. Um, it would be hypocritical of me
Mm.
to, and it already kind of is because of what I just said, to dismiss an AI artist like a musician artist, not like a
Mhm.
art artist.
Right.
Um, when I'm a fan of Hatsune Miku, I can't sit here and say like, oh, they shouldn't do that. Um, as long as it's not stealing people's voices, like which
Right.
I don't think like Hatsune Miku has been a thing for
But
a
I
long
okay,
time
I
before all this was even a discussion.
sure. I
Um,
have a question on that front.
mhm,
Is she
yes,
not just voice acted by someone,
I think
or is
you
she
know I
AI? Cuz
don't
I feel like that would
remember
be
because
impressive for her to be AI like that early on.
I what I remember,
Mm.
and I'm talking completely out my ass. I
Sure.
didn't. No one ever really sat me down and was like, "This is what the deal is" and everything. But
Listen,
I remember,
you preface it. We can be corrected. It's not the end of the world.
yeah,
You're saying you don't know what you're, exactly what you're talking about. It's what you remember.
yeah.
That's fine.
What I remember when I was a kid is that people started talking about these. What did what were they called again? Vocaloids.
Oh yeah,
Vocaloids.
yeah,
People started talking about these Vocaloids, and just what I remember, and this was in a time when people were like, yeah, bro, like Bulbasaur's gonna be a playable character in the first Super Smash Bros. Anyways, just trust me, bro. Source, trust me. We talked a lot about it, and people would say like it's robot voices that they have, not necessarily AI,
yeah. Mhm.
but they've used machinery to make the voices. Like it's not
Okay.
actual people. And which would explain some songs you listen to on Apple Music and it says it's Miku, like it doesn't sound like the other songs.
Sure.
I think, I don't know, I think it's not a real person. Maybe
I
they
th-
used a real person's
I'm
voice at
trying to
one
do
point.
I'm trying to do a quick Google, right?
Okay,
I think it is a real person, but they're just
okay,
using software to
yeah,
change the voice to however Hatsune Miku should sound.
okay, okay, well,
So it is a person, but if you're saying some of them sound different than others, there's a good chance
yeah,
she changed and it's just someone else's voice being synthesized to be her at that point.
okay, well, never mind. Fuck AI singers.
I was like, I feel like because I know she's been around like a while, so
Yeah,
I'm like, I
she's been
feel like it
around
would
since
not
like
have been at that point.
early 2000s, I want to say.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that, but I feel like it's been a long time, like early YouTube era.
yeah.
I
Initial
vaguely
release date
remember seeing stuff.
2004.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think it
Well,
would have to
egg
be
and my face are in alignment.
because I'm just reading really quick like what the Vocaloid software is, and they're saying
Yeah,
it's a singing voice synthesizer software. So I
got you.
assume you have to have a person there, obviously, then to synthesize. I don't know why that's so hard for
Yeah,
me to say right now, but yeah. So
I
I
don't know.
think she is a person. They're just synthesizing someone's voice to be her. Now, has it been the same person the whole time? I don't know.
Well, now I feel stupid.
Don't feel stupid. You just didn't remember. And of course,
Yeah.
you're talking about when it was new, right? And you heard about it.
Hmm.
Of course, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is crazy. It's this." And then
Yeah.
now that we have a good old Doctor Google to look things up,
Yeah.
we can get like the for sure answer.
Yeah. I suppose I should have done that research before I
It's
start
fine.
talking.
We just,
Um.
I'm so sorry. We're just
Yeah.
we're just chatting.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. That's
Well,
why we have the internet.
fuck AI singers then.
Well, I know that's come
Never
up
mind.
because there is I can't remember the name of the software, but there's software now where you can like type in like a concept for a song, like what you want it to be
Yeah.
about. the genre of the song that you want it to be about or be, and then it makes like a relatively like decent sounding song out
Yeah.
of AI. Like this is very recent software that was released, and it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, is it
Yeah.
very like primitive and like we'll say quote unquote easy songs? Sure, but it
Yeah.
doesn't sound bad.
Gotcha.
Like it's
Um,
something you could very easily use in like a jingle, and
I feel
it would
like
be fine.
there are certain instances where, and very like specific instances where it's like okay, I guess like you remember the Beatles
Yes.
did that song
Yes.
with John Lennon's voice back,
And what I'll
but most
say,
of it was he already recorded it and they were
mhm,
just fixing it with using
filling in
AI.
the
And
blanks essentially.
I feel like if like Metallica or I'm just using random
Sure.
music groups, Metallica or Jay-Z or somebody were like, I'm gonna use John Lennon's voice. I feel like no, don't
I will
don't you
give
ever.
the biggest caveat, right?
Yeah.
My stance on that, on
Hmm.
dead artists, right,
Yeah.
being somehow like the holograms and all that. It
Yeah.
needs to be so okay. 100% stands with their living relatives. It needs to be
Hmm.
signed off on, totally acceptable with their living relatives, making sure the appropriate, compensation is going that way because in reality, is the person there? No, but it's still going to be recognized as them.
Yeah.
So whoever the estate belongs to at that point, they need to be compensated appropriately. It needs to go through the normal channels as if the artist was alive because
Yeah.
you can't just take people's, you know,
No.
voice, likeness, whatever and just well and it's there. It's weird.
Yeah. That whole thing is like it's such a our generation and the generations before us
Mhm.
will forever be in debate about everything AI, and
Sure.
it will always be something like half of us will be for, half of us will be
Yeah.
against, and um, there will be forever a moral conversation
Yes.
involving it.
I
I
think
feel like the
go ahead.
newer generations, this is just going to be a new normal,
Definitely.
and they're not going to understand like our hesitations and stuff.
Right.
It's just weird. And like, you remember me and you went and saw Force Awakens? Was that the one? We went and
Maybe
saw the first
there was a
Star
Star Wars
Wars
movie.
with Rey,
Okay,
and
yeah, I think it was that
we
one.
watched the whole movie, and then we left the theater, and then we looked at our phone, and they were like, "Hey, that one guy in the movie, he's been dead for like 10 years."
Yeah, that was
And that
weird.
was the creepiest thing
Yeah,
ever.
it's getting too good. And that's why I'm
That
like,
was
there needs to be so
uncanny
many
valley.
safeguards on
Yeah,
using people's likenesses, voices, whatever,
yeah.
because I mean, it's just like I think Disney wanted to use something with like Robin Williams' voice or like make something
No,
AI
absolutely
using
not.
Robin Williams' voice, and I think it was Zelda. I think it was Zelda was like absolutely against it
Of
100%, did not want
course.
anything to do with it. And I'm like, because
He
yeah,
was against it when
it's
he was
people.
alive
Yes.
because they went against his wishes
Mhm.
for the genie character.
Yes.
He said, "Do not use me as a marketing campaign," and
Right.
they said, "Okay, Robin," and then they turned around and did it behind his back.
Yeah. I but
So
this
no.
is exactly it because you're messing with people. Like
Hmm.
this is their loved one. If they don't
Yeah,
want you to use their likeness, their voice, whatever, no, it's not okay. That's
yeah.
it. That's end of.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter, your contract says, "Well, I can use their likeness." No. If they're
Yeah.
dead, like the contract's done. That's it.
Hmm.
There needs to be, new negotiations at that point. since we're in this
Yeah.
weird stage that this is even a discussion, I still feel weird like talking about it because I'm like, it's bizarre to me that that's even a possibility, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
it feels weird that in contracts now they'll probably have to say something along the lines for like actors and like musicians.
yeah.
There probably
Don't
will
use my
have to be,
likeness.
yeah, if they don't want them to
I think
after they're
they're
deceased.
already working on that. I think they're already doing something to that extent in beginning stages, like nothing. Um,
But that's bizarre that we need to even
yeah.
discuss it, isn't it? I
Well,
understand, like things
corporations are
change.
greedy, and you know,
Yeah,
you have to take a stance and say like, do not
definitely.
fucking do anything like this. Seinfeld Vision was just a fucking episode of 30 Rock, my guy. Do not do this.
Exactly. I don't. It's still just wild to me that this is even something,
Yeah,
creatives need to consider at this point. That
yeah.
that is a possibility. And like, I don't know. At some
I
point
will.
it's going to be so normal and nobody will even think about it. But right now it's so bizarre. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I just my stance will always be AI art can kiss my ass.
Yeah. And I think
Um,
the dividing line is always going to be the creative versus the quote unquote business minded, logical, whatever, solely focused on that versus the person that understands creatives and like that there's a process behind it. That
yeah,
sure, a computer can spit something out and it might be okay, but it's never going to be exactly what an artist could create for you
yeah.
working with you.
I I feel like a lot of these companies are getting way too comfortable with doing things that are I mean they were always comfortable with not being moral people. They're not generally a
It's more so,
corporation
how can we get
is
things done the cheapest
yeah.
possible way?
Yeah.
And of course, eliminating a person is going to be the cheapest possible way.
And they're getting way too comfortable with this shit and I
Yes.
think and this is very easier said than done.
Sure.
Uh but I think the only way to combat this kind of thing
Hmm.
is for people to work on building their own businesses and their own companies and taking a stance against it, and then like they have competition. Like,
Right.
uh,
I will
look
say,
at Disney.
I
Look at all the
right.
companies Disney owns. Like, they don't have anyone standing in their way, so of course they're just gonna do whatever the fuck they want. Um,
I
but
do,
if you,
just to touch on that real quick. I
yeah,
do think it's very interesting. I mean, I don't know how the, monopoly whatever rules work in other countries, but like for the US, there's supposed to be a governing entity that
supposed
watches
to be,
over their those type of things, but there are way too many. It's not even just within creative
yeah.
industries. It's all over the place that there's like only a few like parent companies that own
There are,
majority of the products we buy, consume, whatever.
yeah,
um and I think that's a little baffling that nobody
there,
went over the years, oh, we should not do that.
they're supposed to be. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I'm thinking of GameStop as a example.
Mhm.
Um, oh, there's supposed to be like a law that says like you can't own this much of the market share, like
Yes.
if you own more than this much or whatever, which is why there were back in the 80s, Marvel almost got DC.
Sure. And that's
Marvel
why they
almost
didn't.
owned DC. Yeah, someone found out, I think it was First Comics
Mhm.
found out. Um, it wasn't Dark Horse. It was like one of the lower tiered
Which is so funny
comic
because Dark
companies.
Horse is owned by DC now.
Yeah. But it was one of those, and they said, I think it was first, and
Uh-huh.
they said, they snitched on it. They said, like, they're gonna
Good.
own like 75% of the
Yeah.
market if they do that. and so that put the kibosh on it. And we almost saw what a Marvel Superman would have been like because they had it ready and
Oh,
they were gonna release it.
that would have been kind of cool.
But yeah, it sounded interesting. It sounded pretty much similar to what his actual like origin story is that we've seen,
Sure.
but with like differences that weren't so wild, but were also at the same time like crazy, like Jor-El still being alive and stuff.
I feel
It
like
was a
I know
lot.
this is this is a totally different tangent, but
Hmm.
between Marvel and DC, DC get I think we've talked about this before to be honest. DC gets kind of stuck in the same loop over and over, and I
Yeah.
feel like Marvel does a maybe not better job, but a more frequent job of like throwing a screw in there and going, "All right,
Yeah. Well,
what if this?"
yeah, they, I was just about to say they have their what if
Mhm.
thing. They really lean heavy into that, and they also
Which is
uh,
fun. I mean, to
some
be honest,
things.
it's fun.
Yeah, some things came out of the what if. I can't remember specifics now, but some
Yeah.
things involving Wolverine became actual things because it was so popular with the what
Sure.
if story.
I think
Um,
DC needs to just oh, again, random offshoot. DC needs to do something like that and
I
have
think
like their own little
well
free reign.
they have Elseworlds, but they let it kind of slip.
They need to get back on it then.
Like that's the reason why you have. I mean, they do have their infinite Earths and stuff like that.
Sure.
That's the reason why you have stories involving like an evil Superman, and then Superman and the good Justice League come in, and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened to us?" And it's like it's just one bad day or whatever.
Sure.
Um, but I don't think they ever get like as weird as Marvel. Like, what if Captain America was a werewolf? They don't do things like that. It's just like, what
And
if
that's what I mean.
Superman?
Let's get
Yeah,
cuckoo. You know what I mean? Like let's have some
yeah.
fun.
Or what if Venom took over Wolverine and stuff? Like, they don't do that kind of thing. They just do like it's a alternate reality, and this is
Sure.
what's happening. Um, but I think the problem is both companies. The problem with all these companies, they're looking at the other company and what they're doing way too much. Like, just make
Mhm.
your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be them. You're
Except the
competing
what ifs. You should
against
do that.
them. Yeah, except for that. Um,
That's just a good idea.
how did we get here?
We were talking about monopolies. We ended up talking about
Oh yeah,
monopolies, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember why we started talking about monopolies.
Because Disney. We
Disney
went from we
owning all
pulled the
the
thread from
yeah,
Disney and ended up on GameStop and then ended up on market shares in Marvel almost owning DC.
sure.
But GameStop, I think the only reason they get away with it is
Mm,
because Walmart and Target sell games.
sure. Which, well, no, they still do a good job. I guess
But
Best Buy still does too. I'm still bitter about CDs and DVDs and
I
stuff.
think Best Buy is getting worse about it.
Best Buy, I don't even think Best Buy carries them anymore, to be honest. I think they
But
did say something about that
it's
in store, anyway.
I remember and you remember, I think everybody remembers having a local store that just disappeared because
Funko Land.
GameStop bought them. Yeah, rhinos for us.
I loved Funko Land. There were
But
others, but that was mine.
the fact that they were allowed to do that, I think, is because they found a loophole using Walmart and Target and like the grocery stores that also sell games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't think that exists anymore. The grocery stores that also, but I bought a game called Sitting Ducks there at the grocery store at
yeah,
Cub, and I was like, man, what a game! I kept
I
seeing it, and I was just like, it's so funny. What is this doing here? And then I played. It was
I
okay.
think
It was
I
cute.
think when we moved down here, or no, before we moved down here, when we came down to Houston and we
Yes,
went with your grandparents on that cruise,
sure.
and we stopped at a Heb.
Heb, love
I
Heb.
think they had like a bunch of shovelware Wii games, and I think that's the
That
last
okay?
time I
That makes
saw
sense. Yeah.
something. Yeah, I think that's the last thing. Last time I saw some. a grocery store that wasn't like Walmart or Target
Right.
have games. But I think that's why GameStop got away with literally being a monopoly.
Yeah.
I,
Um
I mean,
and what an
everyone can see that.
unfortunate monopoly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
GameStops. Can't
yeah.
say enough bad about them.
I have some stories about GameStop, but
Can
that's
I
not
have a reminisce moment?
okay. Yeah,
Okay. Do you remember
Funko Land.
Funko Land? I got I got like maybe GameCube stuff there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But Blockbuster, if I'm remembering right, right? Blockbuster I think had GameStops typically with them, and then Hollywood Video, shout out Hollywood Video, had Game Crazies. Listen, if there
Um,
was a store that I wish took over instead of GameStop, Game Crazy, so much better. Thank you.
I don't remember that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
We went to Blockbuster once, bestie. We
And
went
I
to
don't even know
Blockbuster.
if it was like maybe just like the cities thing, right? Where it just so happened to work out the game stores that were attached
Uh,
to those got bought out by GameStop, and that
I'm
was
not
maybe
sure.
why they did, but Hollywood Video always had Game Crazy, always, and
Uh,
it was the best store.
all I know is we went to Blockbuster once. I rented Spider-Man 64.
Mhm.
It was due that Monday. We brought it back that Sunday, and they
Mm.
said we had a late fee and that we owed $30, and my dad cussed them out, and we never came back.
Fair enough. I didn't like Blockbuster. I'll be real with you. We were a
Yeah,
Hollywood Video family. We always had a wonderful experience. I don't
we
think
had
they
a
were
place
as
called
expensive.
yeah, we had a place called Video Warehouse that was like a local place,
Mm.
and my cousin worked there, and it was like a really cool place, and they had this box by the front door, and basically they would have posters for whatever the
Ooh,
new movies were.
that's fun.
And whenever the new posters came in, they put the posters in the box, and it's first come first serve.
I feel like
Grab a free
maybe
poster, huh?
it's either Hollywood used to do that or maybe the theater used to do that.
Yeah.
One of them.
I don't think our theater ever did, but Video Warehouse did that, and that's how I got my Jackass 3D poster.
Hell yeah.
Um, I had another poster from them.
Somebody took mine from a theater for me.
I think I had a lot of posters, and I think like a few of them got ripped by like asshole cousins and stuff.
Sure.
I
One of
got
my
the
friends knew a friend
yeah.
who went, she likes Jackass, and then they gave it to me. I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
I went I went and saw that movie by myself. Nobody else wanted to go.
I was
I went
I was up in Duluth at that point, so I had no one else. I took a bus. I took a bus to
yeah.
the theater because I didn't have a car. I took a bus to
Yeah.
the theater and watched, yes, Jackass 3D all by myself. And I went, well,
I,
this is interesting. I feel like
I
it's more
was
okay for a dude to do that than like a girl to be like
yeah.
all by myself.
What do you mean? I I was staying at Jacob's,
Uh huh.
and I knew he didn't want to see it.
Why
None of
not?
my
It
other
was
brothers
funny.
wanted to see it,
It was funny.
and my parents were like, "Do you want to meet us for lunch?" I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go watch a movie first." And I went
Mm.
by myself. This Jackass 3D had 3D glasses, which I
Mhm.
stole. They said you were supposed to bring those back. I
I
stole those. They
never. I
had the
never took
logo on
them.
them.
Oh, yours
Oh,
had a logo. Ours did not have a logo.
yeah,
I would have
ours had
kept
a
them
logo.
too.
I still have them somewhere. Um, anyways, I stole that. And then I had to just pretend at lunch with my parents like I didn't see a bunch of 3D dildos flying at
I
my
was about to
face.
say, am I remembering that was like how it started?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I
And I
think
think ended.
okay. I was like, I remember that obviously because I was like, all
It was
right.
both ways. They went both ways. Dildos in the beginning,
Yep.
dildos in the end.
It's a great way to begin and wrap up a movie, to be honest. But yeah, I
Yeah,
remember I also went and saw that by myself. So I'm like,
yeah.
well, at some point we could have seen it together if we knew we one another at that
One
point.
each, if we knew one each other and were
That's so
together
true, so true. I don't think you would hang out with
in
me.
the
I can't
same
even
state.
speak. Yeah, I was literally on the upper side of the state at that point. So we were even further away at that point.
Yeah, but if I'd have known, if I'd have known some hot girl
Listen, get out of here.
wanted to watch Jackass 3D with me, I probably would have driven up to Duluth
Stop.
from Albany, Georgia, to
Stop.
come watch it with you.
Stop it. Get out of here. I still can't believe I took a bus to
I
to
can't believe it either.
to almost like Superior to be like, "What's up? I'm gonna go watch this movie by myself. See you later."
I I I think I only ever went to another one other movie by myself like that, and the other time was not on purpose. Jacob was supposed to meet me there. He fell asleep.
Mm.
I watched the worst movie. It was The Watchmen. I love the comic. The movie was garbage.
Oh no,
Sorry if you like it. I hated it.
I didn't see it.
And the whole time there was a grown ass woman sitting, like, I'm talking 50s, sitting
Love.
next to me
Hmm.
talking the whole time, and I'm like, this woman is more entertaining than this fucking movie.
Hey, that's great. Sometimes that's good. Actually, there
Yeah.
was a theater by my house where that was usually the case. People were just yelling at the TV at the screen,
At
and I
the
was like,
TV.
"Listen, this is great."
Yeah.
I love commentary in a movie. I can't shut up when I watch a movie, so this is good for me.
Yeah. I try to be quiet at the theater because I know
I
other
try
people
to too,
probably would
but
get annoyed. But at home, like, obviously, yes,
you talk.
me and you are funny. We're Waldorf and what's the other one's name?
The other one.
Statler? Statler?
Yeah,
Stantler?
something like that.
We're those guys, the crotchety old men
I
on the Muppets. We are
listen.
entertaining.
I truly identify and have identified as a crotchety old man. That's 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 who I am on the inside.
Um, I know we annoyed the hell out of your grandparents that one time they were
Oh
watching.
my god! But like, what do
What was
you do?
it? Was like the Christmas Chronicles or some shit.
Oh my
I'm
god!
like,
Yeah, I forgot. I got
this
so mad.
fucking low budget Christmas movie starring Kurt Russell. Like, yeah, are y'all seriously that bothered that we're talking over this?
That's been out for like multiple years at this point.
Oh my God. It was like 5 years, six
Yeah,
years.
I don't know how long, but plenty of time. Plenty of time that I
Plenty of
will
time.
justify. I will talk through this movie. I think we ended up leaving the room because I wasn't gonna shut up anyway. So I was just like, all right, I'll
Yeah,
remove myself from
we,
the equation. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't even a good movie. It wasn't hard to
No,
walk away from.
it was more fun to talk about it. Listen, we can
Yeah,
watch a movie together. That's fine.
yeah. I
You
have
get
you,
me.
and you have me.
Okay.
But yeah, the takeaway from this is fuck
Hmm.
AI art
Yeah,
and
agree. Interested to
VTuber
see.
band sounds interesting.
Yeah, interested to see where that goes. So I'll kind of keep an eye on it. If as anything interesting happens, I'll keep
I
y'all informed.
Even if it's bad,
Hmm.
I'm gonna buy that first album
Sure.
just to have that. And I feel like that is a plus on their side. Like
Exactly. The
people are gonna
novelty.
buy that first album at least
Hmm.
so they can have like a piece of K-pop history.
Hmm. I agree. I agree.
Which sounds dramatic, but dog, like this is the first VTuber band,
Yeah, as far as I know,
K-pop
at least I have
VTuber.
any sort of attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, interesting. All right,
I
should we
do
move
think
on? Oh, go ahead.
it's interesting that a K-pop company may be the only one that can kind of do that kind of thing because that sounds expensive
True.
to figure all that out to
I don't know.
have that much. I don't know what I'm looking for.
I feel like the
To
price
be
point
that
is getting
involved.
lower like lower and lower to get to that level.
Yeah.
Because like even
Yeah.
like VR headsets have gotten cheaper and cheaper, and that kind of uses the elements to, make sure your
Yeah.
limbs are moving in a virtual space, right? So
Yeah.
as those price points go down, it's probably not crazy, but it's still, yeah, it would still be kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Hmm.
Shall we go to the next topic? This is gonna
We
be a
should.
very
Otherwise, I'm gonna
K-pop
be.
heavy.
Yeah. We should
uh,
move on because I have way too many thoughts on this, and
okay.
we should just.
But
We
we'll
should
we'll
just
check
keep
in on
going.
it. We'll check in on it. So there'll be
Yeah.
more opportunity to
Yeah.
discuss this. My next, this is a couple weeks old, but I still wanted to touch on it because I think it's interesting. Just kind of a west viewing from a Western lens. It's always very strange to me. Um,
Hmm.
the fan slash stan reaction to idols dating. Now, this particular situation came up because of Espa's Karina dating an actor, right? And there were like
Hmm.
literally protest trucks being sent. She wrote like three different apologies. Like that seems crazy to me. They got outed by dispatch, right? And
Hmm.
then the fans were like, "I can't believe you do this." I'm like, "What did she do? She's dating someone. It's okay."
She's a person.
Until her like performances start slipping, like let her be?
Yeah.
Question mark? Because I do think it's interesting because they're the same people that would like protest there being like dating restrictions within
Yeah.
contracts, right? But I think even then she's long since passed that timeline
Mhm.
in her contract. So she would be free at this point to date.
Yeah.
Like let her
It
be.
is weird. It's it's a weird step back um from like the 80s viewpoint of bands here
Okay.
where managers would tell their group to pretend like you don't have girlfriends and wives so that
Yes.
you can keep the female fan base
Yes.
and stuff like that. And people thought Elton John was straight.
Well, I think he was married at one point, yeah.
He was married, but
Mhm.
that didn't make him straight.
No, no, but I mean like
But
why he would
but
outwardly appear as he was
I
straight.
think he also pretended like she didn't I don't know, but
I'm not sure on that.
I remember them touching on this on like a show at one
Mhm.
point, but I don't know.
But yeah, it definitely does go directly back to that because that's exactly
Yeah.
the reason they want to seem available so people form some kind of attachment to them. I'm like, bestie,
Can you
none
not
of
have
us
a
have a chance.
platonic
Let's sit down.
relationship? Can
Right.
you not have a
I
platonic
don't even go
what is
that
it?
far. You know
What
what
do
I
they
mean?
call it?
Relationship,
Yeah.
platonic relationship.
No, what do they call that one thing where it's like you're having a relationship in your head with these
Oh,
famous people and
yeah,
they don't even know who you are? What do they call that
yeah.
besides obsession? Um,
Delulu. It's not Delulu. I
they've
know
talked
exactly what
about
you're
it on
talking about,
YouTube
and
a lot.
yeah, a uh,
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
relationship. A. Why do I feel like it starts with an S? Hold on, Doctor Google. A one-sided relationship.
What do they call that? They were using the term a lot, like over a month ago, and then all of a sudden nobody used it at all. This isn't
Online,
gonna bother me.
online. How about that? Parasocial.
Parasocial.
Parasocial relationship. I was like, platonic. I guess I should have taken it from that you were grabbing
Well,
platonic because that
I
was
was
correct.
saying I was
You
gonna say
did
a
start with
platonic
P.
parasocial relationship,
Yeah.
but
I
then I forgot the parasocial part.
Why can't? Why does it have? I just don't
Why
understand
can't
why it has
we
to go
be
that far.
friends? Why can't
Listen,
we be friends?
I love BTS, right?
Yes.
But I am
Yes.
fully aware, 100%. They don't know I exist, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's good. That's for the best. Go. Like
It
I will
is not
support
for the
you.
best.
I will buy
Me
your
and J
things.
Hope will be best
I
friends.
I hope that for you. I really do.
And
Me, I don't get
I
parasocial
had a dream
relationships.
about that before.
Me and J Hope will be best friends.
Well, I'm not, I did say I was insane, but I'm not so crazy that I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, J Hope loves me.
I had a dream about it. He said.
I did have a dream about it.
I'm just giving you shit.
It was kind of weird. We were like backstage,
Hell
and
yeah.
I was helping him with Pokemon Red. I guess.
Listen, that's very sweet. I like that. I feel like that's a good parasocial relationship. Y'all just vibing playing Pokemon Red.
We was just vibing.
That's nice. That's actually nice. I feel like that's if there was a normal parasocial relationship, that's it. That just sounds like you're chilling with your friends, y'all playing games,
I don't have dreams like
ignoring a
that
stadium
about
full of fans. It's fine. Pokemon Red time.
about like celebrities at all. Like I that was a one time weird out of the nowhere dream. I'm not mad about it. It
I
was a
love
cool
that.
dream.
I love that. I think that's neat. But yeah, I there's another group right now going
Hmm.
through something similar with like dating rumors and all that. Rise, they're like a relative. They like just debuted within the last year.
Uh,
They're a boy group. I don't remember what
yeah,
company they're under, but it's a big one. Anyway,
gotcha.
it started out with one member, and this was like a few months ago now. They got caught up in like dating rumors and da 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 da.
Hmm.
But I think it was like accurate, right? So he got put on like suspension or whatever. And so now, like within the last month ish, there's been
Uh-huh.
there's been more dating allegations within the group for two other people.
Nice
One,
them.
it was literally he went home to the States. He was hanging out with like his friend group. There's girls within his friend group,
Hmm.
and that was it. They were trying to imply like they had friendship necklaces or whatever. And because him and
Okay.
this girl also had the same necklace, oh, it was a couple's necklace. Well, no, people found
God.
photos of other people within the friend group having that same necklace, boys, girls, whatever, meaning it
God
wasn't just
forbid you be
a
friends with
couple's necklace.
the opposite sex.
Yeah. And there was like a photo that she
What is this
posted.
when Harry met Sally?
Yes. Sure. There was like a photo that one of the girls posted where she was like
Uh-huh.
holding his hand. I guess. I mean, it's fine.
You can't
But
hold
then they went,
hands with your
can't
friend.
hold heads. Can't hold heads. Listen,
Can't hold hands with your friend.
you can't do
Listen,
that.
are you even really friends with someone if you can't hold hands with them?
Don't do that. Don't do that. We can't hold hands.
Can't hold hands with them. Like,
No,
God,
you
all I
can't
want to do
hold
is hold
hands.
hands with my friends without being accused of dating them.
Stop it. You can't hold hands with your friends. And I'm like, listen, there's gonna be a lot of dating allegations amongst the girlies because
Amongst the
we're
girlies.
so affectionate.
Yeah.
But
Well, y'all are over
anyway,
there
so
holding hands.
stop.
That's pretty affectionate.
Stop. Anyway.
I can see why they accused them they were holding hands, which I think is
Stop.
just smooching.
Stop. Yes, okay. If they were holding heads, sure. Run rampant.
Uh,
Anyway, the big issue is
mhm.
the company left it to the girl to
Yeah, that's
dispel the rumor. I'm like, these kids are barely over these kids. I'm
yeah.
like I said, I'm a grouchy old man. these kids are like just barely over 18. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like and they're having to
Well, that
fend
is a
off
kid to
crazy
us,
fans.
essentially. Yeah.
Excuse you. Absolutely not. Like, this is what your company is there for.
Well,
She should not
if
have to dispel.
I did a quick Google, and I think it says there's not much because it keeps trying to show me something else.
Uh huh.
But I think it's SM,
SM. Okay. Yeah, it's RIISE.
which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Eh,
I think both SM and JYP are going through quite a bit of backlash for the way they're handling their artists, which is,
Yeah,
not the great.
it is SM, and
Okay.
it's RIIZ.
Oh, excuse me, Z. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should be. You should be. You
But
should be so sorry. You should apologize to them.
I do. I
The
apologize
company
profusely.
is waiting for your apology.
I apologize. I will never forget this moment. I will always remember how it is spelled. Thank you so much.
SM notoriously does not handle things well.
Not lately. Not lately.
Yeah,
They have not been doing great. The other, yeah, but then there was another member in the group, same thing. I don't think they were accurate allegations either. It was just another
yeah,
thing like spun out of proportion essentially. So, three three members now of the same group. One got put on suspension because it turned out to be true. And
yikes.
going back to touching on the contracts, right?
Yeah,
They did just debut. I don't know if this still exists today within their contracts, but I know in the past there's been you can't date for either you have to sell so well or you have to be active for so many years after debut before you can date.
nah, nah.
I mean,
You can take that contract and shove it up
yeah.
your
I
ass.
mean, that's the way it's been going as long as it's not
Yeah,
interfering with your work. Like I think they've kind of nixed that, but
yeah.
it does still exist. I don't know if that's true within SM or not.
I don't know. I
But
can't trust them,
it's the
to be
fact
honest.
that this girl got harassed, a non-celebrity, just normal person is getting
Yeah.
harassed by fans because she's
These people
friends
are
with a
crazy.
dude.
Like, the people in these K-pop fandoms that are willing to do that shit, um, when we say harassed, it's probably the most insane thing you can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean like I'm pretty sure she was getting death threats like all the whole thing, right? Of
Yeah,
course. And then yeah, I mean there's been so many examples over the years of even the potential of somebody dating.
yeah,
And I'm like, stop. They didn't do you dirty. Like if they are
yeah.
still doing their job and doing it well, let them be.
Also, bestie, they were never gonna date you. Like,
They
you're
were
so
literally never
random.
gonna date you.
Especially like,
This is
not
not
to stereotype,
self insert.
but
Sorry, go ahead.
not to stereotype, but a lot of these fandoms are predominantly young, underaged
Yes.
girls.
Well, I can think of so many different like compilations of like lives I've seen where people are
Yeah,
like, how much younger would you date? Like, bestie, no, honey, no. Go
not
study for
illegal.
your test, please.
Yeah. My age or older, please. Thank you.
Literally. So simple.
So simple. Especially like 18, like, bro, that's no, no.
Well,
No, I'd
the
be
the
dating
str
much younger.
like literally I'm like the issue is the older you get, the more unappealing dating anyone not remotely
God,
close to
yeah.
your age is.
I mean, I look at these. I drive around a lot with my day job, and a lot of the times I pass by schools because a lot of these people have kids and stuff,
Right.
and they live in neighborhoods that have
Sure.
schools. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, Jesus Christ, was I ever that tiny? What the
Right. It feels
hell?
nuts. You're like, that's a baby.
That
I
is
mean,
a
even at this point, I look at
baby.
college kids and I'm like going like, oh, you're so
I see
cute, little,
college kids too. Yeah, and
little
like
baby.
I see these people get out of work trucks,
Uh huh.
And generally, like, you can be 18, 16, or whatever, and like get a job, but like
Sure.
when you're doing a job that requires you to drive a company truck, generally they don't let you be younger than 21 for some reason.
I probably
Um,
insurance related, but yeah.
yeah, but I see these people get out of this work trucks and they look like a 14-year-old put on a fake mustache. I'm
You just
just
want to
like,
go pinch them
what
on
the
the cheeks and
hell?
pat them on the head and send them to school. You're like,
Yeah, I'm
goodbye,
just
have
like,
a good day.
you are a child. I'm turning 33 this year.
Are
Like,
you? Yeah, you
these
are.
these
Jesus.
people look like children. I don't understand. I don't understand these weird rich old people trying to date 18-year-olds. That's
I
creepy. That's
don't either.
gross.
I
It's
don't either.
sick.
You have nothing you can. Well, I think a lot of them are just emotionally immature. Let's start there.
Yeah, I
Um.
mean, yeah.
So yeah,
That's a
they
child, bestie. Like,
literally, in comparison to your life, that is a child. They know nothing,
yeah.
right? They think they know everything, but they know nothing because we've all been 18. You think you know
I was
everything,
stupid as shit. I'm still stupid as shit.
but age
Imagine,
lets you know that. Age tells you that you don't know
take my
anything.
stupidity now, half it,
Dustin, I knew
and
you
don't
when you
have
were
my
like
intelligence
19,
like
20.
2 years ago. Huh?
Dustin, I did know you when you were like 19 or 20.
No, I know. I'm saying for the
Oh,
audience.
I'm sorry. I forgot we were having a
They've
conversation.
heard how stupid I am on this podcast alone.
You're not that
Take my
You're
intelligence
not
now,
that
half it.
stupid. Get
That
out of
was my
here.
intelligence like two or three
Half it?
years ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
Are you like what is it? Radioactive. What is it? What is it? Aging.
Huh?
You know, what is it when like half-life there's something about half-lifing
I don't know. That's above my intelligence.
I'm so sorry. But like okay, when you have like a radioactive element,
Yeah.
there's like a certain time period for each one that it takes to half the
Huh.
effect of the element. And so that's how they know how long
Half
it takes
Half Life
certain
is
things.
probably right.
It's that's part of it, but there's like an aging term for it, but I can't remember it. Anyway, whatever. It's not
Anyways,
important. But you're like saying your brain is doing that. Like this is you're
no, I'm
half-lifing your
saying
intelligence.
I'm saying if you have my intelligence, you have my intelligence like 2 3 years ago.
3
Now
years
make it
ago.
even worse,
Right.
and
You're
make it
saying
even worse,
as I go
and then
back
you
in
have me at
time,
18.
this is
Yes,
my half-life of my intelligence.
I'm a dumbass now, so I was a bigger dumbass then.
Listen,
Is what I'm saying.
we all thought we were so smart then. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
We didn't
god,
know
I
fucking
thought I was gonna
anything.
run away to Canada.
Isn't that funny? You got close.
I did. I got real close.
Mhm.
I was just off by a few miles.
Yeah, just a few. I guess by hundreds, yeah, you're probably off just by a few.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
makes
when you
sense.
consider how far I was planning to drive, that's a few.
It's a few. Exactly. Okay, but yeah, I think that's crazy and that's all I wanted to say. Let
I mean,
idols
it's a lot.
be a normal person, I guess.
Yeah. I think we had something similar, not to the extent that they're dealing with. We
Mm,
had something similar um, even in the 90s where bands weren't allowed to say that they were dating or had
right.
wives. Some of these people were married and they were
Right.
supposed to pretend like they were still single and available.
Right. Well, I think
But
of
we've
on that
since
front.
gotten rid of that.
No, now they like make up relationships between
What?
two like A-listers or whatever cuz it'll make them more popular.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, that's for publicity
Yes.
stunts and stuff.
Um
That is interesting. Do you think K-pop will ever end up doing stuff like
I don't
that?
know. I don't know.
Like,
If there
V
is
from BTS is dating
Jenny.
Jenny. I think they
Jenny.
did say that.
They did say that. And there's, I mean,
I
listen,
mean, there is a boost in sales that might come with that, but there is
I
also
don't
the
know.
crazy stands.
There's the and listen, when those rumors were going around,
Hmm.
I my personal opinion,
Yeah,
I do think they dated slash are dating slash
yeah.
have dated because you it did look like them in Paris. That's all I'll say.
Hmm.
Um, but the insanity on social media and just the vile shit that people were
Oh yeah.
saying
Well,
against
that's
either
because
party,
Blackpink's own fandom is weird and vile against their own.
their own members. I'm like, this is
Yeah,
no, not to say there aren't solos within the BTS fandom either.
yeah.
Um, and
But
they
I don't think
are.
any of the solos ever sit there and go, "I hate J-Hope because
They
he's not
do.
Suga." Do they?
I mean, it's not really. I don't think there's rap line solos. To be honest,
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it. It's mainly
That's
with the
wild
vocal line.
because the rap line is the best. Anyways, moving on.
I see it more for like Jimin and like uh
That's crazy.
JK, and yeah, they're just as vicious as what I see between like
That's
the
crazy.
Blackpink
Like
solos.
Blackpink is public, but I feel like they're not as public as BTS.
Mm,
And you can see like the love those guys have for each other.
right.
To be that way with BTS just seems insane to me.
What? They
But
literally got
whatever.
tattoos together.
Literally.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I just don't understand. They went through like really, really fucking bad times together. So the
Uh,
fact that they're sitting there being like, and then I want them to break up because obviously
it'll
JK is
never
gonna do
happen.
better by himself. I'm like, listen, you can have
What do
solo
you mean
activities
they
within the
raised
group.
that boy?
That's their child.
Yeah, they raised that boy. They went to that kid's fucking graduation, dog. Like,
They
what
went
do
to
you
his
mean?
middle school graduation.
What do you mean?
Insane.
These people are nuts, man.
I know. I'm like, you leave them alone. I honestly feel that way within all the groups. I'm like, I
Yeah.
there every company has the artist do solo activities. So like if you don't
Yeah.
want to listen to the group activities, wait for the solo to come. Enjoy that and then
Yeah.
let it go. Whatever.
Yeah. It's a lot.
So I have quick items now
Okay.
cuz I'm not even going to call it Mandy's K-pop corner. This whole episode was Mandy's K-pop
This
corner.
whole episode is
So,
and that's partially my fault. I went off on a lot of tangents and said some
I
dumb things.
listen. It's fine. I'm happy to talk about it. I have a lot of
Yeah.
opinions. So
Yeah.
go ahead. No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say I still feel bad about thinking Vocaloids was all.
Oh, don't feel. This is a dummy podcast. We are. I said holding heads. Don't worry about it.
But yours was funny. Mine was just dumb.
Well, you literally prefaced it with I don't know. I don't know if this is true. And so we fact checked. We're good. We're Gucci.
Yeah.
All's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick hits.
Mhm.
One of these might not be so quick. I'll do the other two first. Um, the August D Day
I
tour.
guess.
There's gonna be a movie, like kind of a compilation of the concerts, or at least the final concerts. In theaters on August Jesus on April 10th and April 13th. The tickets are
Yeah,
already
I
on
mean,
sale.
it would be cool if it was in August because August D, but
August D. Um. So yeah. Next month, less than a month away.
to the SDD.
I kind of want to see it. I do.
I
I
know
do.
you
I do.
do.
I do. Ugh.
We saw the other ones in the theater.
Let me tell
In the
you.
theater.
Can I throw this out here? Some of the
Hmm.
theaters are doing like special popcorn buckets and
Are they
cups,
really?
and I really desperately need to know if our theater is gonna do it
I
because like
feel like they might not be, but I hope they are.
I'm like I would love
Although
merch.
I don't know, the last few events we went through, people turned the fuck out. So maybe they will.
I know, like literally theaters full. Would
Hmm.
love merch. Love a merch
Everybody was
moment.
like super friendly and like handing out goodies,
I love
and
the freebies. I love
yeah,
freebie culture. It's great.
you could you could tell
When
everybody
I'm
just
money
wanted to be
money,
friends.
I will be a freebie girly. I will. It just makes the
Yeah,
experience so much better.
it does. It does.
Okay. So be if it's happening all around the world, check it out. Enjoy
Where?
if you go tell me about it. I want to know. I want to know your
Yes,
experience. Did you get
I
freebies?
wanna.
Was everyone super nice? That's been our experience.
It has been our experience.
Next, as we've been talking, I feel like every time we've talked about him a little bit more. Lucas, his solo debut is gonna
Lucas.
be in April. Um, again, going to stands and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, there's been backlash
Oh
because
no.
they feel like SM is kind of giving him a gimme and allowing him to debut again by himself. Uh,
Bestie.
listen, I'm supporting. I love Lucas
Yeah.
until he gives me another reason to believe he has not grown and whatever, and will just pursue legal action through the company. Which again, I would like to point out this is SM, who does not have the best track record of protecting their
Yeah.
artists. Um,
Hmm.
whatever. I'm supporting it.
Yeah.
That's it. So April, I don't have an exact date yet. I just know next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is the biggie.
Sometimes it snows in April.
Uh huh.
Sorry, I think about that every time I think about April.
All right. You know what?
And
Sometimes it
also
does.
April Margera. I think about her too.
Love her.
What's your favorite actor? Mine's Robert
Robert
Redford.
Redford. Did you read the
I read
instructions?
I read them and I read them and I read them.
What's your favorite color? Mine's red. All right.
Oh.
Are we ready? Are we ready for the next bit of information?
Yes, yes, I'll stop goofing.
No, you're fine. This is big news. Big news.
Big news. Big
Shiny.
news.
Shiny, right?
I'll stop goofing and then immediately goofs.
Big news. Okay.
Big
Shiny.
news.
Shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Love
Shiny.
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 Taemin and Onu are leaving SM. They are
Oh
in
my
talks with
god.
other agencies. So they have
Oh my
already
god.
confirmed, much like Mamamoo, that does not mean group activities are ending. They're just picking a different group or a different agency, I mean, to
Hmm.
take care of their solo activities. Which
Yeah.
again, there's been a lot of conversation around SM and handling their
Mm.
artists. So losing artists that have been there for like I don't know, almost 15
They.
years. That's
It
a
seems
that's a
like
big blow.
it seems like free falling. Like this isn't the first time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
Um.
also you take EXO.
Uh huh.
There were EXO members, I think, almost a year ago exactly, that were
Yeah.
the same rumors were going around that they were looking to sign with different companies and da 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 da, and there was a big to do about that. So when you
Oh.
have your senior artists kind of looking to like dip out and be like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore, it's concerning. I believe Key and
I.
Minho re-signed their
Yeah.
contracts already, so they're staying. It's
Gotcha.
just Taemin and Onu.
I feel like I may eat my words, but I
Okay,
do feel like I hear a lot more positive things about Hybe and
their
uh,
sub companies.
about JYP lately than I do about SM and YG, and obviously those companies are not perfect. They do have their
Definitely.
issues, but I do feel like I hear a lot less of this
I
from them.
I JYP has their
Hmm.
own backlash for
Yeah.
different things. They do get
Yeah.
a little bit of like the protect your artist thing. Um,
Yeah.
one of the Stray Kids members was having issues with like being harassed. Actually, quite a few. It's been happened to quite a few of them, and some of the fans did not feel like JYP intervened soon enough. Like it escalated a little bit before they did anything. Um,
Gotcha.
but they did eventually. I think they did eventually go to we are taking legal action. So it's something. Something is better.
Yeah.
They don't like how JYP tends to handle the girl groups.
Yeah.
There was some talk with the last Twice
Oh no.
comeback that it didn't really get much promo, which is crazy. Twice is huge.
Oh yeah.
And I would agree. I didn't have any idea until like literally it was about like release time that Twice was having a comeback.
I do feel like their promo could use a little more
And
work.
Itzy.
Yeah, Itzy.
Um I their last comeback I didn't even know was happening until it was literally like the
Yeah.
teasers dropped and then the album dropped. So there
Well,
was a little more promo with like Killshot. Killshot, was
it
that the
was
name of the
really
album?
weird. Yeah,
Okay.
it was really weird because the promoing wasn't great, but they had like three
Yes.
things come out one after the other, and then
Well, they had like 3 songs that they did
yeah,
music videos for, and then they had like little solo shorts that they did as
yeah.
well. So it was like a very content heavy release. So I guess that was good, but
Well,
it was just more so I didn't know it was coming.
I mean, before Killshot, there was a whole other mini album, and then
Oh,
I
was
think there
there?
was a mini album before that, and they just came out like one right after the other.
Yeah. Well, apparently that's how they're dropping them because then
Yeah,
not long after Killshot we had the next one.
yeah,
So yeah. Yeah, so that's what I know about the backlash against JYP. Um
yeah,
the concerns about Hybe are less with the handling of their artists. There is some talk with La Seraphim specifically. We'll say La Seraphim has like a minor
yeah,
in the group, um, and they don't really approve of some of the wardrobe choices and dance choices they have for that child, right?
yeah,
That's the main backlash I've seen.
yeah.
And then they don't like that Hybe is buying up so many smaller companies.
That does seem weird. They bought an American company
They
recently.
did. Oh, don't talk about that one.
Yeah,
They've bought quite a few. No, the big issue right now is Scooter Braun is still associated, and many people within at least Army are sincerely hoping that they would divest from Scooter Braun. Which fair enough.
yep. Well,
So listen, I'm in on all the no. I know too much, too much. But yeah, the main point being, Taemin, oh new. Hopefully, new stuff coming.
you'd like that, wouldn't you? Hey, man's biggest stan.
I don't know anything about those allegations. I expect an apology from you for even suggesting that I am Taemin's biggest stan.
Well, uh, I'll take a page out of SM's book and
Simply do nothing.
simply do nothing. You apologize to yourself.
Okay. I'm sorry for the
I am a
allegations.
superior company. I don't apologize.
Okay. I'm sorry for his allegations about my Taemin stand-up. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. Thank you. Oh, I was stuck on speaking speaking of
Yeah.
stand-up allegations. I was scrolling through Twitter. I saw Minho trending, and I was like, "Uh oh, why is Minho trending?" And then I ended up just scrolling for far too long looking at pictures and videos. That's what I did. So, yeah. How is everyone else doing? We're doing great, right? Um anyway, that was the big news. Big news. Um
Big news.
we can get into some new releases. I have a couple weeks of picks here. Number 1 I want
I'm
to touch on. V's single came out. It's so good. It's so good. The
yeah,
music video is kind of funny too. I liked it.
yeah.
Um
It was a really good video.
Friends, by the way.
Yes, it's called Friends.
There's like a live performance, the music video. I I think there's some reaction videos too of like people watching it, celebrities and stuff. Check it out.
It's very good. The video is very good.
And now we'll touch on Dustin's fave. I think from this
My fave.
release schedule.
Mhm.
BXX, Purple Kiss.
Oh yeah,
Uh
that was a really good
Listen, whole
song.
mini album, great.
It was a banger.
The
I
single for
love
that
Purple
album
Kiss.
is BBB.
Mm-hmm.
Music video, very like 2000s. I think. Did you
Bad
feel that way?
behavior, bad behavior, Huh? Did I
Uh,
feel what?
very like 2000s.
Oh yeah,
It
they're
definitely
they're
gave
they're
that.
they're pretty big into that. They've had a lot of, I say a lot. They've had albums where they reference like the internet from like early '90s and
Mm-hmm.
2000s and stuff.
Listen, I love this era of K-pop. I love
Yeah,
the 90s 2000s vibes. Of course,
yeah.
nostalgia hitting me right there.
I
My
love Purple
personal fave
Kiss.
from the mini album is Heart
Hmm.
Attack. Give that one a listen to too.
Oh
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah. I love BBB.
BBB.
Bad behavior, bad behavior. Okay,
Bad
I'm sorry.
behavior. Okay. um very excited about this. It's a single comeback, but it's still a comeback and it's
Yep,
been anticipated for me. Chungha, she had a single. She came back with a
it's very
single
good
called
too.
Eeny Meeny. So good.
Hmm.
So good.
It's very good.
Um I think yeah, that's the one that has someone from ATs. One of the rap line from
Yeah,
ATs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very good. Very good. And what did I say? ATs always slaps, so can't I
80s.
will not lead you wrong. Um the B side on that is I'm Ready and that's pretty good too.
I haven't heard that, but I did hear Eeny Meeny.
Yeah. It's not as strong as Eeny Meeny, I'll say, but I liked it. It was
Yeah.
good. It kind of it kind of gave me a Lady Gaga vibe, to be honest. The B side.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Check it out.
Mm.
Um, there was an album that got recommended to me. That came out I think Friday. Um, Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying her name right. It's
Mhm.
she's very like alternative girly, we'll say.
Yeah.
So her EP was called Fake Happy. Um
I don't think I
and
heard that one.
I don't think I sent it to you. I do need to send it to you, but the mini album was good. Um and Me is my favorite off of the mini album. It has like an early kind of Billie Eilish vibe to it, so I really liked it. And
Hmm.
then we got a new single from We
We
called
got a new weekend single.
the single is called Rainy Season. It looked like it was for a drama, but I haven't watched it.
I think it was. It might either be airing right now or not out yet, but it sounds like it might be called The Last 10 Years,
Yes.
because that was in the parentheses of the song title.
So I if it is, I'd probably great in that too, but the single itself good, stands on its own. Love her.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's a Japanese EP from BI that came out,
B.I.
and my favorite track off of it is Elevator
Yeah.
featuring Chan Mina. It's good. It's a banger. It's a banger. Look up that track.
Yeah.
And then the last one, there's another single I have for you. It's Hwang
Oh,
Min Hyun. Lullaby. It's a very nice song. It's just chill. It's vibes. It's good. That's what I got
gotta
for
be
you.
chill with a title like Lullaby.
You do have to be chill with a title like Lullaby. That's all I got for you for the last couple weeks. But
Gotcha.
I w- check it out. There's some goodies there,
Check it out.
especially Purple Kiss and V and Chungha.
Yes,
Those are my
those
top picks. Those are the ones you
those
absolutely
were
have to
the
go listen to.
winners. But you're all a winner for getting to listen to this.
That's so true. This K-pop heavy episode.
um, my personal favorite is the Purple Kiss.
Yes, he's a Purple Kiss girly for
I am
sure.
a Purple Kiss girly. The Cabin Fever album that came out before this was amazing. Check that out. But definitely check out this new
Which one has
mini
Summer
album.
Rain? I like that one.
That is Nerdy Land, I
Okay,
want to say it's
that's a good
called.
one.
Yeah.
Are you happier, happier, happier
Happier,
now?
happier now. Summer rain.
Also, Purple Hair Girly, we gotta stand together. Love her.
I
But
love
yeah,
that group.
that's all I got. That's all I got. I had a lot to talk about today.
We had a lot to talk about today.
I was in a lot of commercials today. But yeah,
Oh,
let us know if you have any opinions on anything that we've talked about
yeah.
today. VTuber K-pop group, interesting. Do you think it's crazy that people are so involved in these idols' lives? Probably, I would hope. But if not, tell me your varying opinion on this. I am open to listening.
And
And
if you
yeah,
have any questions, let us know.
yes, I'm
Or
compiling.
anything you think we
Qu-
should talk about, let us know.
yes, that too, and I'm compiling any questions we get into a doc so we can
Okay.
have like a little Q&A episode. I think that
That'd
would
be
be
great.
fun. So I
Yeah.
have a couple already. Anybody has any more? Leave them in the comments. I'm putting them together.
She's putting them together.
Let's go. Okay. All right. I do I have anything else? I don't think so.
No.
Catch me on stream tonight when this is posted at 8 p.m.
Catch me outside on the streets.
That's where you got to find him. You got to find him on the streets. You can find me on stream at twitch.com/yours truly, Mandie. Oh, I'm also gonna start streaming on TikTok. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
I had to put in an application, and that was weird,
Brand
but
new.
but it got approved. So let's go.
Let's go.
Let's see if it crashes my computer because when we added Twitter on there, ooh, it was
Oh
it
yeah.
was touch and go for a second, but I think we're good.
And your Twitter is yours truly, Mandalay.
Nuh-uh. My Twitter is truly Mandalay because it only allows so
Truly
many.
Mandalay.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's true. She's truly Mandalay. I'm Mr. Coin Laundry.
yes. Follow us. All of our socials are linked below as well on our link trees,
Yes.
so you can check them out there. Give me a follow on Twitch. Give me a follow on YouTube. Anywhere, really anywhere you can find me, you can follow me
Yeah.
there, and I will probably stream there. I think Instagram is the only one that's weird, and I'm not gonna stream to it. You have to like
Yeah.
input a key and stuff every time. It seems like a
Uh,
lot, so I'm like, no, that sounds like a
uh,
lot of work, and I like automating things as much as possible, make my life easier.
yeah.
So, all right, gang.
All
Anything you want
right,
to promo?
gang.
I have promoed my little heart out.
I am still not done with the things I want to promo.
Okay.
Working
Incoming.
on it. Working on a visual novel game. Keep an
So
eye
hyped.
out for that.
I
It's
should play
called
it on
Night
stream.
Shift. Huh?
I should play it on stream once it's
Oh yeah,
done.
that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
Okay.
cool.
Wow, look at us planning.
It's called Night Shift, colon, the Alien Invasion.
Brr, brr, brr.
I I did a webcomic a while back. I'm pretty much revamping it as a visual novel.
Do you want me to link it? I can link it below.
The webcomic? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Or do you have it in your link tree?
What's that?
Do you have it in your link tree?
It might be on there.
Okay. I'll look. If it's there, I'll pull it from that. If not,
Okay.
you'll have to give it to me.
Yeah.
Okay, gang. Well, I had a lot of fun talking through all these things I've had feelings about for the last couple weeks. I hope
Yeah.
y'all enjoyed the podcast episode.
I
We'll be
hope
back to
y'all
more.
enjoy my ADHD brain.
Hey, that's how we talk for so long. Listen,
Yeah.
that's how you get a podcast. You follow the little crumbs
Follow
to
the
the next.
infinite threads
Yes.
until you don't have a sweater anymore.
Yes. How would you know that my favorite childhood game store was Funko Land? You know what I mean? How would that come up?
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you know that I'm clinically insane?
How would that come up if we didn't follow the little breadcrumbs? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. We love you.
Love you,
Bye.
besties. Bye.